Imagine for a moment that a team of scientists discovered a new drug. This drug could reduce your risk of heart disease, shrink your waistline, sharpen your memory, and even help you sleep better. Now, imagine this drug was free, had zero negative side effects, and was available to everyone, right now. You would probably want a prescription immediately. Well, the good news is that this remedy exists. It's not a pill, and you don't need a pharmacy. It is simply the act of putting one foot in front of the other. We are talking about walking. For years, the fitness industry sold us the idea that exercise had to be painful to be effective. But modern science tells a different story. Research from Harvard Medical School and countless other institutions suggests that walking is arguably the single most effective tool we have for total body health. In this video, we aren't just going to share opinions. We are going to look at the physiology, the actual biological mechanics of why walking is your body's best friend. We'll cover the specific hormones it regulates, how it physically changes your brain structure, and why it might be the secret to living a longer life. So, let's lace up and take the first step. Let's start with the engine, your heart. A lot of people think you need to run marathons to have a healthy heart, but that isn't the case. When you walk for just 30 minutes a day, you are engaging in cardiovascular maintenance. A major study involving over 300,000 participants found that walking regularly can reduce the risk of cardiovascular events by roughly 30%. Here is the science behind it. Walking increases your heart rate slightly, which pumps more blood through your system. This process stimulates the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps your blood vessels relax and widen. This lowers your blood pressure and reduces strain on your arterial walls. But it's not just your heart, it's your joints too. There is a myth that walking ruins your knees. Biologically, the opposite is true. Your joint cartilage has no direct blood supply. It relies on the compression and release of movement to circulate synovial fluid. This fluid brings oxygen and nutrients into the joint. Think of walking as lotion for your joints. If you don't move, that cartilage dries out and decays. If you walk, you are actively keeping your joints lubricated and healthy, preventing stiffness as you age. While the physical benefits are impressive, the neurological benefits are where things get really fascinating. If you have ever felt brain fog, walking is the antidote. Neuroscientists have found that aerobic exercise like walking triggers the release of a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. You can think of BDNF as Miracle-Grow for your brain. It encourages the growth of new neurons and protects the existing ones, specifically in the hippocampus, the area of the brain responsible for memory. This matters because as we age, our brains naturally shrink. However, studies show that regular walkers actually maintain more brain volume over time compared to sedentary people. You are literally building a buffer against cognitive decline and Alzheimer's. Then there is the mood factor. Walking naturally regulates cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone. At the same time, it releases endorphins and neurotransmitters like serotonin. This is why a simple 20-minute walk can be as effective as mild medication for managing symptoms of anxiety and depression. It's a biological reset button for a stressed-out nervous system. Wonder now, let's talk about weight loss. We often hear that abs are made in the kitchen, but walking plays a unique metabolic role that high-intensity gym workouts often miss. When you do an intensely stressful workout, your cortisol levels can spike, which sometimes signals the body to hold onto fat stores. Walking is different. Because it is low impact, it burns calories without putting the body into a fight or flight state. Walking forces your body to dip into its fat reserves for fuel. But more importantly, it improves your insulin sensitivity. When you walk after a meal, even for just 10 minutes, you help your muscles absorb glucose from your bloodstream much more efficiently. This prevents those massive blood sugar spikes that lead to fat storage. There is also the factor of consistency. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that people who walked consistently were more successful at maintaining weight loss than those who did sporadic, high-intensity workouts. Why? Because you can walk every single day without burning out or getting injured. In the game of weight management, consistency always beats intensity. One of the biggest barriers to fitness is the friction of starting. Gyms are expensive, classes are intimidating, and learning complex equipment takes time. Walking removes all that friction. It is the most democratic exercise on the planet. It requires no skill, no membership, and no equipment other than comfortable shoes. Behavioral psychologists often talk about habit stacking, pairing a new habit with something you already do. Walking is perfect for this. You can stack it with listening to your favorite podcast, making phone calls, or even your commute. If you are struggling to start, try the 10-minute rule. Tell yourself you only have to walk for 10 minutes. That is achievable for anyone. The secret is that once you are out the door and the blood starts flowing, you will almost always want to keep going. But even if you don't, 10 minutes of movement has infinitely more biological value than 0. Have you ever stared at a computer screen, stuck on a problem, feeling your brain turn to concrete? That is called convergent thinking, trying to force a focus. To solve the problem, you actually need divergent thinking, where your mind wanders and makes new connections. Walking is the trigger for divergent thinking. A study from Stanford University confirmed this. Researchers found that a person's creative output increased by an average of 60% when walking compared to sitting. That is a massive boost. The researchers believe this happens because walking occupies the part of the brain that filters and censors ideas. When that filter is distracted by the physical act of moving, your subconscious is free to throw up unique solutions. This is why Steve Jobs was famous for his walking meetings, and why writers like Charles Dickens walked for hours. If you are stuck, don't push harder. Step away from the desk. Let your feet find the solution that your brain is missing. In our modern world, sleep disorders are an epidemic. We are overcaffeinated and overstimulated. If you are tossing and turning, walking might be the prescription you need. The science here is rooted in your circadian rhythm, your internal body clock. This clock is regulated primarily by light. Going for a walk in the morning exposes your eyes to natural sunlight, which signals your brain to stop producing melatonin and wake up. This sets the timer for your sleep drive to kick in roughly 12 to 14 hours later. Evening walks play a role, too. When you walk, your body temperature rises slightly. When you stop, your body cools down. This post-walk cooling effect mimics the natural drop in body temperature that happens when you fall asleep, signaling to your brain that it is time to rest. Data from the Sleep Foundation suggests that people who engage in moderate aerobic activity like walking fall asleep faster and spend more time in deep sleep, which is the restorative phase where your body repairs itself. Finally, we can't ignore the social science. We are social creatures, but face-to-face interaction can sometimes feel intense or confrontational. Walking changes the dynamic. When you walk side by side with someone, you are engaging in what psychologists call parallel play. You aren't staring at each other, you are looking ahead at the world together. This lowers psychological defenses. It is much easier to discuss difficult topics or open up emotionally when you are walking. The rhythm of the movement helps regulate emotions, preventing conversations from becoming too heated. Whether it is reconnecting with a partner, bonding with your kids, or catching up with a friend, a walk provides a neutral, relaxed environment that sitting in a room simply cannot match. So, here is the reality. We often look for complex, high-tech solutions to our health problems. We want the biohacks and the shortcuts. But biologically, our bodies crave the simple movement they were designed for. Walking is preventative medicine for your heart. It is fertilizer for your brain cells. It is a stabilizer for your blood sugar, and a spark for your creativity. It doesn't ask for money, and it doesn't ask for pain. It just asks for a little bit of your time. So, here is a challenge for you. Today, try to find just 15 minutes. Maybe it's on your lunch break, or maybe it's right now. Put on your shoes, step out the door, and appreciate that with every step, you are actively engineering a healthier, happier version of yourself. Your body was built to move. Let's give it what it needs. Happy walking, and don't forget to subscribe.